Heidi-ho neighbors, Rado Goji here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. When we last left off, well, we got caught up in some, mafia shit. That's always good. But in the meantime, first off, the Syndicate does not know that we're involved, so that's a good thing. I'm also going to go ahead and just repair all that while I have the chance. I'm going to go ahead and retire to an inn room, because this is going to give me some things that I can actually use to help unclutter my inventory and such. So we have a few things here. We have an orchestrion, which is basically a jukebox. Will be capable of obtaining orchestrion rolls, which are basically used to unlock music for the orchestrion. We have a summoning bell. I'm going to see what I can do about getting a retainer here. Oh, well, I know I can't even get retainers yet. But those guys will be used to help carry stuff and even make a little bit of money on the side, I guess. Crystal bell, if I had the tokens needed, I could redo my hairstyle if I wanted to. I will not be doing that ever, so I'm not even going to bother with that. A toy chest lets me play mini-games that I've unlocked. Glamour dresser is used basically to assist in making certain pieces of armor look like other pieces of armor. I will not be doing that for a little bit as well. And the armoire is useful for storing things that basically storing special event items, promotional things, just so that they're not clogging up your inventory. There's a special place that all of this can go. So that's gonna help us out quite a bit with that. I just always keep everything that I can in here unless I'm using it for some reason. And even then, it's very rare when I actually have one of these things out, because most of these things are just there to be used for the glamour system, and they don't give any stats. Not everything is like the Helm of Light here, that Aetheryte earring, that allow me to, actually increase stats and help out. Comfy feather bed. This is just kind of a shortcut to log out or exit the game. That's also on the system menu, so that's really not too useful. But it does give you a cute little animation of your character going to bed and waking up when you log back in. And the Unending Journey is where you can go and rewatch cutscenes and get caught up on the story so far. Like if you've been gone away from the game for a while and you decide to come back later and you don't know where you were in the story, or you haven't played certain parts of the story and don't feel like doing what I did and making an alternate character for a Let's Play, you can, watch all of the old story bits again, and it's kind of a neat thing. It is also possible for folks to get houses or apartments, and you can get all this kind of stuff in there too. We won't be using housing that much. We may visit the Free Company house on occasion. Hell, we can't even do that right now because we don't have access to teleport. But, neat stuff all around. Now, it says that I haven't been cleared to hire retainers yet, but I'm fairly sure that that's something that you can just, go to the retainer person and just set up right away. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick before we go on with more story missions, or not even main story missions, but more development in our Thaumaturge story. Which nothing's really happened. It's basically just we're still kind of learning the ropes, and the several Guildmaster Lalafell people also have another brother who isn't a Thaumaturge. He's an Arcanist, but he really wants to be a Thaumaturge. Let's see, it's about retainers, yeah. Oh, well, I can't do that yet. Okay, so once we get to a certain point in the story, I suppose we'll be able to take on retainers. But until then, I guess we're just gonna have stuff like, you know, Fantasias and gold chocobo feathers choking up our inventory. Actually, while we're here, while there's like a lot of these people around here, we can go ahead and just sell some things. Like these elegant pieces, those are specifically used for selling to get money. And, so we got a bunch of money there. Hold on, let me just get rid of these, those darn tutorial things. We could sell these, like, on the auction house or whatever. I'll worry about that later. But for now, what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna see what we can do about, selling off these... using up these gold chocobo feathers, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any more from here. So I believe the guy is near this area. And he sells some really neat stuff. So what I'm going to do is much like Captain Floofers has his signature orange color. I'm going to pick out a cool color for Floople here that we can dye things in once we can do that. Is it the recompense officer actually? No, it was one of these guys. It's not item reclaim. Item reclaim is just for if you... I think there's like specific stuff that you can get if you were in 1.0. Job specific gear, dealing spoils. Oh, here we go. Chocobo feather exchange. So these are silver chocobo feathers. We got gold chocobo feathers. So we can have what? We can get some white dye. These are special dyes. I don't know if you can only use these here. We're not going to use pink. Pastel green. We can get, like, these metallic gold dye. I think we have other metallic gold dyes as well. We can get an awesome mount. We can get more aetheryte tickets if we want to. We can get 10 aetheryte tickets for 1 gold chocobo feather. That's a lot. You know, why not? Let's go for some gold dye here. It's 5 pots for 1. Hold on. How many of these do I really want? How many of these do I need? Because usually when I come up with a glam, I kind of... Well, in all honesty, they're only going to be using like 1 glam anyway, because I'm only going to be focusing on one thing at a time. And the equipment that's used by Black Mage is the same equipment most that's used by Red Mage. So I'll just have to find a thing that I like. I'll hold off on this. I'll hold off until I find out what I really want to do with that. I shouldn't have just gone charging in like that, but you know, I don't want to go to the Aetheryte Plaza. I want to go to the frickin' Thaumaturges Guild. But that's something I'm gonna have to do off camera. Is, you know, find out by the end of everything, when all is said and done, what kind of clothing is Floople gonna be wearing? It's very important. As they say, glamour is the true endgame in this game. Alright, so let's go and continue the Maximum Marshmallow. I like that name too. Let's continue our story here and see where this goes. Ooh, we get a new scepter. It's not as good as our staff, unfortunately, but we could probably get better. I think the only real thing that's going to be better here is the body armor. I don't know, I'll check on that later. Either way, we're getting the Copper Scepter. That means if we use the Copper Scepter, we can have a shield if we want to, but either way. Yes, Floopel, yes. The aura of power surrounding you is palpable. The glare begins to blind my Thaumaturge's eye. I don't know why this guy is teleporting all over the place. Your lesson today shall be taught by Kokobani. Go to him and hear from the chapter titled The Thought of Paucity. I don't know what paucity means. There's all kind of people phasing through the floor there. That's fun, I guess. Aha! So, Floopel, you have come to learn at the foot of the third eldest brother, have you? I promise you, however, your education shall not be third-rate. Let us read from the second chapter, shall we? Are you settled? No last-minute trips to the privy? Very well. The threat of paucity. Ah, how magnificent the ruthless power we wield. Flame devours, ice entombs, and lightning courses through the stricken bodies of our foes. But oh, such desperation when the wellspring runs dry. Flame sputters out, ice melts into slush, and lightning sparks no longer. Know you this threat, and mind you the limits of your mortal vessel. I know what MP is. A terrifying thought, isn't it? A thaumaturge who has exhausted his arcane reserves is naught but a man with a stick and a funny hat. For we mages, you may as well equate the etheric energy flowing through our veins as with our very lifeblood. See, should a battle find us lacking in this precious resource, we are as good as dead. Controlling the expenditure of your power requires an understanding of etheric balance. The scales can tip in one of two directions, astrally or umbrally. I know! I explained this to the audience before. When your mind and spirit lean in the umbral direction, your thaumaturgy is affected by a state known as umbral ice. The potency of your spells is diminished, but they also require less energy to invoke. On the other hand, the thaumaturge in the astral fire state will find the potency of his incantations enhanced, but at a greater cost to his etheric stamina. Now, with the concepts of etheric balance and efficient casting foremost in your mind, I bid you go forth and slay 8 efts. Pray do your best to stay alive. It reflects badly on me when the mauled corpse of one of my pupils is returned to the ossuary. 8 efts, huh? A simple task, yes, but, I don't know, I almost never see, like, that high a number, in a go kill things sort of situation. It's usually like 3 or 4, but 8. You know what? A little overkill, but I'm not going to complain. Where exactly to the S-spot? I think it's still Central Thanolin. It is. It's right near Blackbrush Station. Though we're probably going to see some Fs on the way there. I think there are other Fs, like in the rivers, like on the way to the station. I mean, the quest markers always, like, when they have the kind of, like, broad range for you to go, it's usually just a suggestion. I mean, like, if there's, like, a specific pinpoint place you have to go, then, yeah, you have to go there. But when it comes to doing things like killing enemies, more often than not, it's just kind of a suggestion, and if you can find the exact same enemy elsewhere, the same enemy type elsewhere, like, if there are Fs at, like, other levels elsewhere in the zone, you can go there, too. Something I should be doing that might probably help with things here and there. I'm gonna go to Blackbrush Station real quick and see if there's like a waypoint for the chocobo rental, because I know it costs money to rent a chocobo, but at the same time, it's riding a chocobo is a lot quicker than sprinting. And until we get a chocobo of our own, this is going to be like the next best thing we can do. So I'm going to see if there's like a chocobo... A chocobo keep, okay. So we can talk to this guy here. So we can take one back to Ul'dah for 15 gil. So it's basically kind of like a taxi or an Uber. It's like a chocobo Uber. And you basically pick your destination. The chocobo moves by itself. You can't influence where the chocobo goes, but you can cancel the ride at any time. So, like, if you still wouldn't get your money back, but like if about halfway there you're like, oh, there's something off to the side I want to look at, you can get off the chocobo. I'm not even going to be able to do anything with that. That's already done. Oh, and there's the sunbats here, which are part of our... what do you call it? Our hunting log. So we can basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or 2 monster types with 1 trip. You got to be careful about the antling soldiers, though, because they are aggressive. So if we're not careful, they can sneak up on us and kill us if we're not prepared. That person also seems to be, they seem to be on the same thing we're on. Because I actually saw him when we were at the Aetheryte, getting ready to teleport out, so he must be doing the same thing we're doing. I've seen a lot of people with like the same objectives to us. Like earlier when we went off to fight those ants, and like there was another guy who was fighting the ants as well. We'll let him kill that eft. I want to get this bat entry out of the way so we don't have to do it later. Seeing as we have to kill 8 of these damned efts, we may have to, you know, wait until they respawn or whatever. Okay, so that's the bats done. See, these aren't even in the map marker, but they still have the quest marker over them, so we can still use these toward our objective. And luckily they're not aggressive and they don't link or anything. You just gotta be careful because they do have an AoE attack. And I specifically remember when I was first playing this game and I did this quest, I was still getting used to things, and I was getting killed because of their AoE attacks. But you live and learn. We could cast the sleep spell on them if we really wanted to, but there's no point because as soon as we cast sleep on them and they get put to sleep, the moment we hit them with something, they wake up again. That's morely useful for like if we have because I think sleep does affect an area. So like if we have like multiple things after us at once, then we can just like narrow down our potential threats. Scuba Wooba still? Yeah, he's gonna get that one. That's fine. I think they're respawning fairly quickly. There's another one that just spawned out there. Just trying to be courteous and not getting in his way, but we're after the same thing. I'm sure that he wants to get through the quest as much as I do, so. Well, he's already done, looks like. He's already teleported back. So that's good. I don't think that dapper guy on his chocobo wants to kill these for any reason, so I can lay claim to all the Fs I want. Oop. Oh, we got Spirit Bonds going on. I don't know exactly what Spirit Bonds do. I haven't really looked into that. All I know is it makes things impossible to sell later if you're not using it anymore. But you can turn them into materia. We won't be dealing with materia for a while. I usually don't deal with materia until we're at, like, endgame stuff. Because I didn't get materia... as bad as it sounds, I didn't get materia, like, in, like, any of my gear until I was level 70. But then again, I'm not one who does, like, a lot of, like, super serious raiding content, so... it really didn't affect me too much. Like, I would just, like, do the, I honestly just... I'll do the, like, some of the endgame raids and whatnot for story, and we will be doing those kind of things, for the story as well, but we'll just be doing, like, you know, the basic modes for them. No, like, super hard, extreme, savage difficulty or anything like that. Just looking at the story and then moving on. As much as I hate doing 24-man raids, but, the story is really neat, so... Something you'll notice with this game is that there are a lot of throwbacks to other Final Fantasy games. You know, there's going to be, like, one of these storylines is going to be, like, a tribute to Final Fantasy III. One of them is going to be a tribute to, you know, the Evil East games, Final Fantasy XII and Final Fantasy Tactics. All kinds of stuff. You could probably... I mean, I've only, like, played and beaten 3 games and have cursory knowledge of others, so you'll probably find other, you know, other references that I might not get. That's entirely possible. Just basically keeping my mind on the time as well. Making sure I don't run out, or I don't go too far over. Because Lord knows I'll just be, like, recording this and just keep forgetting about that. That's usually why I have the timer. In fact, I may get the time. I'm pretty sure my phone should be charged by now. I didn't want to go to the Adventurers Guild. I hit the... This is what I get for rushing things. That's what I may do. I may just, like, stop recording videos after this one and just, like, record the other 2. Maybe tomorrow or something when I have time. Because I've already... was at a point where, like, I didn't want to spend all day editing videos. I only edited, like, the 1 video and put it up today. For Ocarina of Time. Aha! You arrived before me, upright and breathing. Wonderful! It is so much simpler to pose questions to a student without having to resort to necromantic divination. Tell me, Floople, what action would you take if you found your thaumaturgical endurance exhausted in the midst of battle? Well, the correct answer is flee. I remember before I brandished my scepter as a club. Which is a decent tactic. Oh, most practical indeed. A discreet withdrawal to await the replenishment of your energies is a sound strategy, but there should be nowhere left to. But should there be nowhere left to run, a vial of ether could be your stoutest ally. Unless you're a high level, then those things won't do crap for you. Ether, the drought of the gods. We thaumaturges, indeed any who practice the arts of arcane manipulation, value this substance above all others. Thus, it was with unbridled fury that we received the most recent report of beastman activity. It seems an Amal Jah raiding party has attacked a caravan of the trade routes and made off with an entire crate of precious ether. The time has come for you to put your new knowledge to the test. Annihilate those Amal Jah bandits and retrieve the cargo of ether-filled vials. According to the report, their armored war transport was last spotted to the south of Drybone. And I believe Kokobuki has an additional request. While you are busy incinerating Amal Jah, be sure to collect some samples of their blood, assuming that you can draw any from their smoking remains. Oh, so we're going to go right back out to, I believe Camp Drybone is in eastern Thanalan. And we haven't been there yet, I don't believe. Let's go ahead and plot this out a bit, because I know that you can reach there from Central. That goes to Southern. Southern is super high level. We don't want to go there. I say super high level, but it's like, oh. Hello. Wave. Okay, so, yeah, Eastern Thanolin is this way. So we can at least chocobo out to Blackbrush. I think the quickest way to get to the Chocobo Keep here is just right outside of the Adventurers. Not the Aetheryte Plaza, the Adventurers Guild. I keep pushing the buttons too quickly. Let's see... Adventurers... Guild. I don't know why it took me so long to just click that button. Yeah, I can just show this off real quick. Here's a... Yeah, talk to Mimigun. I believe you will be a porter for us? Yes. Higher Chocobo. We can go to Horizon. No, Horizon's in Western Thanolin. We want to go to Blackbrush Station. So we can take the lazy way, get about half our destination. And we can hit that dismount button whenever we want to get off. I remember this playing like a neat rendition of the Chocobo theme. Apparently doesn't want to today. Oh well. I think this things can, because this is one of the rare situations where even if you're on a Chocobo, enemies can still attack you. Because from what I understand, during when 2.0, when the beta was going on for 2.0, people were using their Chocobos, like they're basically taking advantage of the fact that their Chocobos were giving them invincibility. And they were obtaining experience by just going around and exploring areas. And for whatever reason, Square Enix didn't like that very much. So they made it so that Chocobos don't make you invincible in this game to discourage just kind of like cheesing the experience like that. Now, unfortunately, because we haven't been to Camp Drybone, we have to walk all the way the rest of the way. And get attacked by everything on the way, too. Wonderful. It's not wonderful, by the way. That's bad. I'm going to book it. Because, I don't have time to deal with this crap. Actually, we should be ending the video right about now, but this is an inopportune place to do so. So I'm just going to keep going to Drybone, and it shouldn't take me too long to get there. Oh, so the Final Fantasy XV event is still going on to some extent. This is the fate where you get special items for use in trading for Final Fantasy XV related things. I got the stuff that was bought with Mandeville gold points, the car mount, and the I think I got the triple triad card for some reason. But that's all I'm planning on getting for that. I'm not going to get all the orchestrion rolls and whatnot because I really don't care, and it's there's other things I'd rather be doing with my time. The event was pretty good, though, and at the very least it did get me interested in seeing what Final Fantasy XV is like about story-wise, because I've played it a little bit. A friend of mine has... played it with a friend of mine. I played it a little bit on his file. And it was interesting, but it wasn't anything that I was like really interested in doing right away. There's all 15 stuff here. Good. Well, I'm just gonna head over to. Here's dry bone over here. Actually, you can see the etherite there. I'm gonna go ahead and attune myself to the crystal, and when we come back, well, let me just get over there first. This will only take like a couple seconds. All right, so that wasn't too bad. I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, and when we come back, we will continue with this quest that I thought would have been over by now. Well, we've learned teleport. I'll talk about that later. I've been Rado Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?